and gentlemen, welcome to the Holy Joe Rock and Roll Show, live and unscripted.
Hey everybody, welcome. It's Monday the 18th of February 2019 and I just finished Behold a Pale Horse by Bill Cooper or William Cooper. Now many people may know William Cooper or Bill Cooper. He obviously wrote this book, Behold a Pale Horse. He also had a radio show. He was I guess you would call him maybe an anti-government, anti-establishment, conspiracy theorist. One of the earliest, one of the most prominent. Now I just finished this book. Now it's available on YouTube, read by the author. It's like 2.5 hours long, but you can change the speed to like 1.25 or even 1.5, so 1.5 times, and finish this book in like an hour. And this is my review, and this is live and unscripted, and I actually finished it last night, so I wanted to do a video on it before I forget. But the first part of the book is really about describing the New World Order and a lot of the players in the New World Order. It's nothing new there. It's the Bilderberg Group, it's the Council on Foreign, CFR, Council on Foreign Relations. It's he calls out the Jews, he calls out the bankers, he calls out the Vatican, he calls out all of these different groups in different ways. But he says it's really one group. It's really, or the communists or the Nazis. He calls them all out, but he says it's really just one satanic cult or Illuminati. And these are just all groups, subgroups within there, right? Within that category that are trying to push for this New World Order. Hey, baby. Dada. Yeah, that's Dada. My little girl's 2 today. You want to say hello? You want to say hello? Say hi. Say hi. Hi. Yeah, baby. Good job. So that's the first half of the book. It's really about the conspiracies and just sort of describing the different groups, okay? The second half of the book is about aliens. Now, Bill Cooper claims that there were all these alien landings in the 50s, in the 1950s, okay? And that even a live alien was captured, you know, like, I don't know, like, say, I can't remember the exact number, but like 17 alien aircraft crashed on Earth. There was one survivor, and he became an ambassador to America, to Earth, and that they made an alliance with this alien species, and they gave us all this alien technology. That was in the 1950s, he claims, okay? Now, I'm not sure when this book was actually published, probably in the early 80s or late 70s. But here's the thing. There's so much evidence proving that we never went to the moon. And we supposedly went to the moon in 1969, right? Landed on the moon in 1969. Now, if any of the alien shit is true and the technology transfer is true, we should still have the technology. So, I mean, my main criticism of Cooper is not the first half of the book. Hey, don't touch, don't touch. First half of the book seems to be pretty solid, and it's covering territory that is not really new to anybody. Okay, it's just if you've been following what's been going on and who the players are and what their intentions are, that the first half is no problem. The second half is, I have to just call bullshit on it. I have to call complete bullshit on it, because if these aliens came in the 1950s, right, and gave us this technology, give me a break. If these aliens are able to transverse space, oh, and by the way, he's claiming that there are joint American and Russian bases on the moon, And there's a book called, I don't know, Aliens on the Moon or something like that, and this allegedly shows pictures of bases on the moon and giant tractors, T-shaped tractors leaving treads. I looked at the book that he referenced, and their pictures are available online, and you don't see shit. You don't really see that. Come on, it's just somebody's imagination. It's just science fiction. It's nonsense. Because if aliens that are able to travel through time and space to come to Earth and give us their technology, why can't we go back to the moon? Why can't we go back to the moon? It's nonsense. And why are we having trouble with our microprocessors, right? You would think that these guys, these aliens would have brought us, what do they call it? Biotechnology, what do they call it now? Basically, where you're using, instead of computing in silicon, you're computing in other mediums that are much smaller, so you can get denser, even denser transistors. Because right now, at 7 nanometers, it's really approaching the physical limits, in physics, of the electrons. They're just too close to each other. So I'm calling bullshit on the second half of the book. I never was a big fan of William Cooper. It's always like, these guys are like broken clocks. It's like they're right 2 times a day, but the rest of the time, it's just nonsense. And that's my take on it. I just wonder, what are your comments? You could just leave your comments down below. Have you read this book? It's available, like I said, on YouTube, read by the author. So there's no excuse to not, listen to the book on tape, basically. Read by William Cooper. And tell me what you think. I mean, like I said, the first half, no surprises there, but the second half about the aliens, I got to call bullshit on that. So, he claims that he's seen documents, being that he was in naval intelligence. I'm calling bullshit on that also, because everything's compartmentalized. And unless you are needing to have information, that information, you're not going to get access to that information. It's very difficult to get, let me put it that way, it's very difficult to get access to that information. So, I call him bullshit on it. But he was killed in front of his house. I believe he lived in New Mexico, in like the high desert, New Mexico. And federal agents came to his house. I believe there might have been an IRS dispute that they were claiming that he owed taxes. And I'm not sure, I don't know the details of that. I just know that he was, the official story is that he was, I guess, in his vehicle coming home. Federal agents were there, and they asked him to get out of the car. He started to get out of the car, and they just shot him. Eyewitnesses said that they just shot him. Whoa. He was unarmed, and it was basically an assassination. So there's that. There's that aspect, that maybe he was getting too close to something. But the alien stuff is nonsense, in my opinion. I can't find any evidence for it. And the fact that we've not gone back to the moon since, what, 72 or 73, and the technology that they supposedly went to the moon with was, 32 kilobytes of data, a 10-digit keypad, and we can't go back to the moon when we got, a trillion times more capacity in an iPhone. I mean, and better rockets. It's nonsense. So anyway, that's my take. Have a great week. This has been Holy Joe Rock and Roll, reminding you to always make it happen for the captain, because you're the captain. Thanks for watching. Please give it a thumbs up. Comments down below. And if you're new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button so you'll be notified of all new videos. Say bye-bye. Want to say bye-bye? Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.